is our first season managing at Florgrade Futebol Clube. The goal of this series is to take the club, currently playing in the 4th division of Portuguese football, all the way to Champions League glory. The club was founded in 2013, and currently they don't have any major trophies or noteworthy history. We are here to break club records and establish a Portuguese footballing dynasty. This season, the board requires that we gain automatic promotion to the Portuguese 3rd division, and they hope that we are competitive in the Portuguese Cup. The Portuguese 4th division has 56 teams, split into 4 groups. After 26 games, the top 2 teams in each group enter a promotion stage with winners of other groups, while the bottom 4 teams of each division face relegation to Portugal's regional divisions. Teams in the promotion stage are split into 2 groups. Teams in these groups play each other twice. The top 2 in each promotion group gain promotion to the Portuguese 3rd division, and the top finisher from both groups goes into a playoff final to decide who is the champion of the 4th division of Portugal. Out of 56 teams challenging, we need to be within the top 4 to gain promotion to the Portuguese 3rd division, and the best amongst all of these to be crowned champions of the 4th division of Portugal. The team has a good spread on mental attributes, being league leaders in concentration, leadership and vision, while being above average in all other mental categories. The team is also very good in technical areas, being league leaders in passing, crossing, dribbling and long shots. The team is above average in all technical categories also. The team's physical ratings are slightly more mixed. The team are league leaders in fitness and have above average ratings in balance, stamina and strength. However, the team is definitely below average in acceleration, agility and pace. Noting these ratings, I devised 3 tactics for the team. We will go through each tactic that I used. The main tactic for the team this season is this 4-3-3 shape. We have a classic goalkeeper with a defend duty, 2 ball-playing defenders with defend duties, 2 wing-backs on support, an anchor in defensive midfield, a central midfielder and a mezzala, both with support duties, 1 inside forward and an inverted winger, both on attacking duties, alongside an advanced forward. The goal of this tactic is control. We want lots of possession of the ball. In possession, we play with a positive mentality, with shorter passes into space where we can find it. We build up out of defence, make use of whipped crosses into our larger advanced forward, Ricardo Barros, and also those crosses go into players making later runs into the box. We focus our play on the wings, making use of overlaps on both sides of the park. We play with a high tempo, and we aim to play fairly wide. In possession, we aim to make use of the team's good passing, vision, concentration, crossing and teamwork to keep the ball and find gaps in opposition defences we can exploit. In transition, we aim to distribute to either our ball-playing defenders or our wing-backs. We also use counter-pressing when losing the ball, and we aim to counter when we win the ball. Out of possession, we employ a higher defensive line and a high press. We trigger that press very often, and we aim to prevent short goalkeeper distribution from opposing teams. This aims to make use of our high player fitness, work rate and stamina to quickly win the ball back and reinforce our possession-based style of play. In terms of player instructions, we have custom instructions on our ball-playing defenders, who are told to mark tighter and tackle harder. Our wing-backs are told to stay wider and cross more often. Our wingers are both told to hold up the ball and sit narrower, and our advanced forward is told to shoot more often. These instructions aim to reinforce our style of wing play and encourage overlaps from the wing-backs. We have 2 more tactics that we use, however both of those are a bit more situational. We trained a 5-3-2 formation. Essentially we would switch to this formation, where we needed to hold on to a game in the final minutes, or if we were playing against a much better team than us. The goal of this formation is to remain solid defensively, and only ever really hit teams on the counter. We also trained this 4-2-4 formation. We would make use of this formation if we desperately needed a goal in the final minutes of a game, or if our 4-3-3 formation was not working properly in breaking down opposition defences. Looking at key players at the club, firstly we have 35-year-old Ricardo Machado. He's a very well-rounded defender. With his height, jumping reach and heading ability, we will look to use him as a set-piece weapon on offence. With his great tackling, marking and good positioning, we will also look for him to be a very solid defender. With good first touch and passing, we will also look for him to be important in build-up play from defence. However, being that he is 35, he will retire soon, so we will need to look to replace him in the coming seasons. Our other key player is Thiago Diogo. We expect him to be our primary playmaker, using him in a mezzala role. His great technical passing ability, along with high quality mental attributes and decent physical attributes for our division will mean he will excel in this role. Looking at our squad depth, one of our noted weaknesses was right back, where we don't have sufficient depth in the squad. Therefore, we set our first target transfer to be a high quality right back. Looking at players in our scouting range, we exported a bunch of player totals on key wing-back attributes. We looked at those player totals and summed them all together to get an overall rating of players in this kind of wing-back role. We put together a list of prospects based on those totals. We also started a dedicated recruitment focus for wing-backs to get even more players suggested who can play in this role. Through both of these methods, we put together a shortlist with 30 wing-back options, all of whom would add quality to our team. Any free agents within this list were offered trials, so we could get a look on their hidden attributes. And for any of the players currently at other clubs, we looked to produce scouting reports on them. The best prospect from this list is likely going to be the player who we add to our squad. I built out a pre-season training schedule for our team, split into a couple of different modules. Week 1 had a heavy focus on building player fitness, with a large number of endurance and resistance sessions. The aim is to ensure our players can keep their fitness up during the season, and we want to reduce injury levels through this kind of conditioning. From week 2, through the remainder of our pre-season, we alternated weeks of playing 1 or 2 friendly matches in an aim to build up player match sharpness. I used different training schedules for different weeks. This is our 1 game a week pre-season schedule, and this is our 2 game a week schedule that was used. We also had a pre-season week with a focus on team cohesion, the idea being we could build up player familiarity and get them working better as a team. We amended players' individual training so that they would focus only on the role they were expected to play within our main formation, rather than keeping on with more general position training. I noticed that we had a number of away friendlies scheduled, where we would get no revenue for playing in these matches. All those friendlies were cancelled, and from then on our friendly fixtures were changed to home fixtures. This ensured that we had more time to train, there was no travel time required for these games, and it ensured that we retained all revenues from friendly matches we played in. For set pieces, we established 3 corner routines. These routines are designed to allow for one-on-one aerial battles, where our larger players will have good odds of scoring or winning flick-ons to other players who will finish off the move. Watching some of our highlights from our pre-season, I get the feeling that we're going to be an exciting team to watch. I've been very impressed at the quality of passing on display. The team already seem to be able to move the ball around well. We've seen a very good standard of dribbling and a couple of very impressive long shots that have found the back of the net. On our set pieces, our setup, as expected, has led to a lot of these isolated aerial battles, and our 2 centre-backs, Ricardo Machado and Gil Diaz, have taken advantage of this, consistently being added to our score sheets. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please stick around if you'd like to see the progress of this club as we attempt to fight for promotion this season.